Hello there, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about Best Fiend, My Best Fiend. It's a film made by Werner Herzog about Klaus Kinski. I think it was released in the 90s, and it was packed in the Werner Herzog Klaus Kinski collection in the noughties, which is where I got it. And I think it's only available on DVD at the moment. I don't know if it's available on Blu-ray, but I've got the DVD. It's a wonderful film. It was made after Kinski died, well after Kinski died, and it's about Herzog talking about Kinski and the relationship. Now first thing I would say about it is from Herzog's point of view, and Herzog makes himself seem a lot saner than things that footage suggests. I don't quite believe Herzog was as sane as he says he was. I think he had a very sane outlook of, I'm going to make this film, these are the problems, these are what I'm going to do. But I think what everyone else says about him in the film clashed against his view that he was always the sane one. It's like, now you're probably a bit nuts in some of these things. Well, that's my impression anyway. But he definitely seems to be the sane one in comparison to Kinski. Like Kinski is crazy in this film. Kinski looks nuts. There's some wonderful footage of Kinski, but it's a personal voyage. It's a personal view of someone looking back, and that's the other thing about it. It's someone looking back after everything's happened. So you may be seeing it through nostalgic eyes a little bit. But it does include the idea that one of the things that goes against his view that he was the saner one was he did admit he was planning to blow up Kinski's house at one point, which isn't the sign of someone who was insane. It's the sign of someone who's a bit nuts. So there was it's nuts. It really is nuts. So he started off with the Kinski Jesus tour, where he wears these ridiculous jeans. And he just started ranting to the audience about how he is a saviour, and it's wonderful. I wish they included the entire thing, because it's compulsive. Apparently people went to see it just to see him rant, and you're thinking, if I was them in that time period, I'd have gone as well, because that just looks nuts. It just looks crazy. And so Kinski was doing that. Kinski was an actor who was known to be nuts, even before Herzog used him. And Herzog describes he lived in the same house as Kinski in the 60s, when Kinski was a struggling actor and Herzog was a struggling director. And Kinski once locked himself in a bathroom for 2 days, not letting anyone else into it, and smashed the whole place up in a fit of madness. Other times he ran through doors, and because his shirt wasn't out properly, he was just demanding and insecure and insane. And one of the things that comes across in the film is Kinski wasn't very bright. He was very insecure. He had mad passions. He was a very passionate guy, but his passions were not built upon any sense of reality. He was very sentimental about himself, very sentimental about nature, very sentimental about everything around him, especially himself. He had high expectations of people and everyone else around him, and he would get jealous easily, and we would rant about stuff because he was very jealous that other people were very insecure of himself. So this was not a very happy person. This is a person who made his problem your problem at any opportunity. But there was also a fragile side to him, like an emotional side. He was technically very good as an actor. So it's like you have to put up with all this to get the performance, and most people just brought him in for small parts in a film and then get rid of him as soon as he started his nonsense. And Herzog was one person who just sat through it all and just kept going and pushed through always just to get the film made. And that's insane. That's really insane, but that's an artist for you. It's another reason why you think that Herzog was not as sane as he thought. He was going to do this to get the film made, and putting up with Kinski was the price he had to pay. But he was also making insane films, like doing a low budget film in the Andes with Kinski and lots of natives, all of whom were annoyed by Kinski more than terrified of him, which probably annoyed him even more. There's other stuff where Kinski's a vampire and all the makeup. It's like, you make a film of Kinski and a lot of makeup. That's insane. Or Fitzgerald doing a film about a boat going over a mountain. An insane technological problem with Kinski in the film. It's like, how, like, at what point did you think this was actually a good idea? At what point did you think this was going to make your life in any way manageable? So I think that's why you think that even though Herzog comes across as very sane, very logical in the film, it's like he keeps on making decisions throughout the film that no sane person would make, which makes you think he was just as crazy as Kinski, but in a very different way. In a way it's never really revealed in this film. Which is the problem with the film. You see Kinski's insecurity, you see Kinski's madness, but you never see Herzog's. And Herzog's want to explain it all, but you never get a hint of what drove him to all of this. You get logical rationalizations of things, like he found Kinski fascinating, he found his humanity fascinating, and if he just sat through it all and just let him rant and just set him off sometimes to let him rant himself out and do the performance, it would be something amazing, it would be something unique you'd never get anywhere else. Now, that's a good rationalisation, but why would you put yourself into that all the time? And that never quite comes across, like, why would you do that? Unless there's something there that you need to. Because for a while after they stopped collaborating, Herzog had problems with his films too, his fiction films. Like, it's almost like he ran out of steam for a while. And this film suggests there's something within Kinski that inspired Herzog, but it's never stated. It's like he's never going to admit to that. It's the thing you're waiting for him to admit to, that you kind of needed Kinski in some way to get him going. But he never admits to it, and it's like, well, it's the big missing part of the film that's really needed. Like, so what did you get out of this personally beyond the film? What was the driving force for it? You never get it, and it's like, it's a frustration part of the film. But outside of that, the film's fascinating, just watching Kinski go off and things, and watch this mad person, and it's like, how was he not in an asylum? But because he had money, really. He was rich. And rich people can do what they want. And other lawyers can deal with the problems afterwards. Kinski did what Kinski did. And he was allowed to do it because he did some great performances. And most directors just put him in small parts. So it's a fascinating film, but it's an incomplete film. You just feel there's something missing there. Something that should be there, but it's not. And that's the why of Herzog. Hopefully one day Herzog will make a film telling you why, but I doubt it. I think he's a very private person. I think he's really interested in telling you why he did something. So that makes it this is a minor Herzog film. It's not the great Herzog of Fitzgerald or Aguirre After God. It's just not, because there's a bit missing. There's not like something one of the great documentaries he made either, where he's investigating something fascinating to him. This one he's guarded. He's a bit guarded here because it's personal. In a way that probably isn't in other films, because there's nothing. People aren't going to be looking for him in there, so he can be more free. This one, everyone's looking for every little detail to prove, yeah, you're a psycho. So he's very guarded. So that's what makes it frustrating as a film, but still worth watching and re-watching. It's still fascinating to look at Kinski and that crazy bastard. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back soon with another one.